Remember this M-Seal Fevicol ad which we all used to see growing up?
सिर्फ एक टपकती बूंद आपकी किस्मत बदल सकती है.
In his desire to find quick fixes to the leakages in the house, he actually ends up losing a huge will amount. Anyway, the problem is that a lot of times we try to find short-term solutions to our problems and they may get solved for that particular moment, but they end up creating a huge loss for us or problems in the future. And exactly something like this is what we are doing when we are transferring money to our spouses, that is either our husband or wife's account, and investing that to save taxes in our name. If that is something that you're doing and finding that short-term solution, then do watch this video because you could be losing out on a lot of money just like this guy in this ad. Namaste. This is Akriti Agarwal from Wealth Cafe, where we help you make smarter money decisions. And in today's video, we are talking about how we as couples try to find solutions to save taxes by transferring money from our account to our husband or wife's account and investing in their name, assuming that the taxes would be avoided in this situation. Transferring funds from husband's account to wife's account has been happening for a while, right? And that is why the income tax laws were modified to add a clubbing of income section. Well, this has been around for a while, but many of us tend to ignore it, right? And this is the time when you should not. Let me explain this whole jargon that I'm talking about with the help of an example. Where Rahul, who's the husband, is transferring 1 lakh rupees to his wife's name, Anjali. And then Anjali goes and makes a fixed deposit from this 1 lakh rupees in her name. Now, as per logic, anyone would assume that, okay, now that the fixed deposit is in Anjali's name, the interest that she earns from this fixed deposit would be taxed in Anjali's name. And Rahul will be like, yeah, chalo, अच्छा है, पैसे भी transfer हो गए, security भी हो गई, and taxes भी बच गया, because Rahul is earning a higher income and gets taxed at a 30% bracket, whereas Anjali does not earn anything and hence does not pay any taxes. Well, the problem with this entire equation is that it does not work like this, and the interest on that fixed deposit will not be taxed in Anjali's name but will actually be taxed in Rahul's name, and this is known as clubbing of income. Well, yes, as per income tax laws, if a husband or a wife transfer money to their respective partners and then they invest that money, the gains from that investment will be taxed in the original person's account, the one who actually transferred or earned that money in the first place. So in this entire scenario, the interest on the fixed deposit will be taxable in Rahul's name and not Anjali's name. So what Rahul has done in this situation, he has tried to solve the problem of paying higher taxes on his investments by making that investment in Anjali's name, but it's actually not solving the problem but creating more tax problems for him, because if he ignores this clubbing of income and does not disclose this interest income in his returns and pay taxes on it, he could later on incur penalties and other liabilities on the same. So the ideal situation is that if you're doing something like this, report the income in your individual name. So do we have a Fevicol fix of this problem? Yes, of course, we do. So now a lot of times when couples do this transaction, right, the main reason of this is that they want to make their spouse feel financially secured. In a situation when one is earning higher and the other is earning lower or is not earning enough, the partner tends to transfer money in their wife's name to invest in her name so she feels financially secure. Well, this is a good practice until you're paying taxes on it properly. And apart from just making some investments in your wife's name randomly, the best way to feel her or him secure in the relationship financially is to communicate and involve her in the financial decisions that you make for yourself and the family, right? If you transfer a few lakhs and make FDs, for the time being the problem will be solved, right? but the bigger problem is about sharing and communicating with your partners. So yes, apart from this whole tax thing, the best solution would be to sit down with your spouse and understand what are their financial requirements and explain them what are the financial decisions that you have taken from your money for the family. That is a great way to solve this financial insecurity that many wives, practically speaking in our country, because of the family structure, feels because they are not kept into the financial loop of the family. So what you can do to know more about this is set up a money date with yourself and your spouse and start talking about money. So that is the first thing that you can do. Second solution to this problem is add your spouse as joint holder to your investments. So if you are the main earning member and you are supporting your family financially in investing for them, then you can add your spouse as the second holder for all your investments. So they are also aware that if anything happens to you or something goes wrong, the investments will be definitely transferred to their ownership without any chaos. In spite of all this, if you feel that your spouse needs more financial security, then definitely go ahead, invest in their name. Rahul should transfer money to Anjali and make that fixed deposit. There is no problem in this equation. The only thing is that the interest that is earned on the fixed deposit that Anjali made should be reported in Rahul's income tax returns. So go ahead, make the investments in your spouse's name, but remember that whatever gains that your spouse is earning from those investments should be reported in your income tax returns. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So just because you didn't do it and didn't report it in your ITRs does not mean that you would be excused of any penalties or liabilities that may arise from it in the future. So it's a good practice to be aware about the financial laws and make your financial decisions accordingly. And the most important thing for couples is to get together, sit together and communicate about their financial problems, goals and solutions for them. And to help you with this, we have a course that we have exclusively designed for couples married, to be married, or whatever relationship that you have, where we discuss in detail on how you can discuss your cash flows, taxation, investments and insurance. You can check out the link of that course in the description. We are running special prices for this month, so definitely go ahead and register yourself for the course. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us in the comments below or drop us an email at iplan@wealthcafe.in. And don't forget to share this video with your spouse and make them aware of the tax problem that they may be getting into if they are doing these kind of transactions. By now you know that we come here every Wednesday and Saturday. Let's communicate and learn better.